Velocity TV begins now.
Is right here live with Full Velocity TV. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Friday Night Lights. Round number 2 here on Winged Friday here for us live on Full Velocity TV. We have made our way here to Volusia Speedway Park. We're over to the Sim Addicts Racing League for our maiden voyages this week here. First night out with the 360 sprint cars, and happy to have you all aboard here tonight. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Good evening, everybody. Phil LaCasse here along with my broadcast partner alongside here, Mr. Ragin' Ron Piles, Mr. Todd Stanton at the controls for us here tonight on Full Velocity TV. And for the first time, Ron, I come over to the Sim Addicts Racing League, which I am thoroughly impressed with the amount of cars and the top heavy-hitting names we have out here for 360 sprints. I saw you and Ronnie were over here the other night with late model action. Had a lot of great drivers there then. Sim Addicts fan, this league is legit, and I am ready to get this night started. How are you, partner?
I'm doing pretty well there. Yeah, we got a heck of a field of cars here. Looks like heat races here. I got a little insight for you. Going to be 8-lap heat races. Going to take, I believe, for tonight, top 2, I'd say, out of each one. Move on. Other than that, they got 50-lap A mains after this. They're taking 20 cars to the A main, so it's going to be a heck of a way to go here tonight. So I see they got the heat race number 1 getting ready to grid now.
Yeah, heat number 1 going out to the grid around the half mile here at Volusia Speedway Park. We'll bring Todd into the conversation here in a couple of minutes as he's showing all the great sponsors they got over here at Sim Addicts. But Todd, I'll bring you in now if you're ready to rock and roll. We come back to Volusia, your favorite racetrack out here in 360 sprints. I know you saw 360s out here. Your eyes lit up. You're ready to rock and roll. It's good to see some 360s out here finally on Full Velocity.
Yeah, definitely been a long time coming here. His 360 sprint car has been wanting to see this race and wanting to see him on Full Velocity TV in such a long time. We've seen a lot of late models, a lot of street stocks, but sprint cars on Full Velocity TV, double build here tonight. Heat race number 1 on the docket. They are lining up as we speak. Starting on the pole, driving the 269, that's James Grace. Grace aboard the number 269. His Jason partner to the outside, driving the number 5. That's Tyler Curtis. Inside row number 2, starting in that third starting position, driving the number 28. That's Dylan Hutchinson. And his dancing partner to the outside, driving the 29. That's Stephen Calavoda aboard the 29. Starting 5th is the number 70. That's Jesse Bandy. And outside of him will be the number 12. That's Aaron Lightsoul. Inside row number 4, starting in the 7th starting position, that's the number 67. That's Keith McLaughlin. And his dancing partner to the outside, driving the 01. That's Christopher Miller. Skylar Brown was in the server just a little bit earlier, but he's not going to make the heat race number 1, and I believe his hauler has left the speedway here at Volusia Speedway, Phil. We're locked and loaded, ready for heat race number 1.
Absolutely right. In our quick time tonight, set by the 269 of James Grace. He is going to lead the field to green. Tyler Curtis in the 5-car. Terrific run tonight as well. Dylan Hutchison, Stephen Calavoda, Jesse Bandy, Aaron Light, so Kenneth McLaughlin, Christopher Miller are 8 cars out on the speedway. Ron, I am so hyped for this one. I love sprint cars. I'm glad you guys over at Hard doing the 305s. I'm pretty pumped to do this 360 style here. The field working its way off of turn number 4. We're about to get green flag racing for the first time today here in Volusia. Green out on the speedway.
Yeah, getting to go green here on the speedway. James Grace is going to be the guy bringing them to the green flag. Like I said, we're going to have, looks like 4 heat races, top 3. from each heat going on to the A. Everybody behind them will be moving on to the alphabet soup, into the CB, A main, whatnot. As they figure out the format for that, we'll keep you posted on what alphabet soup mains we'll have tonight. Definitely going to be interesting here. 8 laps is going to be the distance for your heat races, and they get ready to pace truck getting ready to dive off onto the pit road here, and we are going to go green on James Grace's call here. Green flag.
James Grace going to lead him into turn number 1 with Tyler Curtis up high. They make a little contact right away through 1 and 2. They somehow keep it. They have a wild wreck off the backstretch. White car up into the wall. Oh, I believe that maybe it was at Hutchinson, it was at California in the 29. Somebody up there stuck in the fence. So far, we're still green. Must be no yellow flags of the heats, but that was a tough break. Steven California's 29, Tyler Curtis in the 5. Those guys were all stuck back in the outside wall, as was James Grace with 269. We keep it rolling green with Dylan Hutchinson with 28. He started 3rd. He's up to the lead off of 4.
Yeah, Dylan Hutchinson definitely putting on a show out there after getting that really, I mean, it's not so lucky for the guys involved in the accident, but lucky for Hutchinson to make it, out to the lead. If he can hang on to it for the next, looks like 4 or 5 laps here, he's going to come home with this one and be able to make it into the A main through his heat race. And I mean, that's great for that. And I mean, running these corners here, especially with these 360s, sticking that right rear tire up against the cushion and hanging on to it and hoping you don't hop it. I mean, there's nothing, you can't ask for much more from a racetrack, especially the way that this track prep's been done tonight. It looks like everything's going to come in, and definitely with as much racing as we're going to see tonight, this thing should go top and bottom before this is over.
It certainly could, and Dylan Hutchinson out there with the lead as we approach halfway here. 6 laps of 8 already. 8 of them was already past halfway here. Top 3 are going to advance into the feature event. Hutchinson with the lead. Jesse Bandy in for 2nd. Good battle going off of that final transfer is between Aaron Leitzel and Christopher Miller. Right now, give it to Leitzel by a couple of car lengths. Miller going to try to make one more trek at it off the speedway this time. Next time by for the 28 car run, we're already going to see white flag on the speedway.
Hutchinson to the white flag. 1 to go. Hutchinson still in your lead. Jesse Bandy in the 70 machine is in 2nd, and Aaron Leitzel is still controlling that 3rd position over Chris Miller, who's in 4th. Coming this time.
Looks like Leitzel may hold on. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag going in the air. Give heat race number 1 to Dylan Hutchinson aboard car 28. In for 2nd will be Jesse Bandy's number 70. Aaron Leitzel going to get that final transfer spot in 3rd. So those big names that wrecked up front right away there, it opened up the door for these guys to sneak on through, and they certainly did that. 3 surprises there to get through heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 about to roll out there, Ron, for 8 cars strong. Why don't you take us through starting lineup?
Yeah, sure. Heat number 2 is going to go with the number 90 of Jeff Fitzpatrick on the pole. Outside him will be Eric Tupper in the number 115 machine in 2nd. Starting in row number 2 on the inside will be Robert Satterfield, the number 128. Starting 4th on the outside of him in row number 2 will be Keith Jackson in the number 4 machine. Starting 5th is going to be Trevor Bitterling in the number 225. The 6th position, starting position belongs to the 515 of Chris Cox. Starting in the inside of row number 4 will be Tim Christensen in the number 27 machine. And starting last but not least hell on the field of this heat race is the number 75 machine of Cody Phillips.
All right, there you have it. 8 more drivers going to take their trek for 8 laps around. Top 3 advance their way into the main event. That's going to be tough sledding here tonight. You put 3 in through 4 heat races. You get into the alphabet soup. We're going to take 20 cars into the 50-lap A main here coming up in a little while, but we have a lot of racing to sort out before we get there. Jeff Fitzpatrick, the number 90, and Eric Tupper on the front row. Guys like Robert Satterfield, who were fastest in practice. Keith Jackson on the outside. This is going to be electric here, waiting for the iRacing.com pace truck to make its way in. Believe next time by, we should be out here green flag racing for heat race number 2. And the way this racetrack looked for the first one, Ron, racetrack is really holding up well. How do you think it may shape out over the course of the night as we put more laps into the surface?
Yeah, I really think that the top side right now is dominant. I know there's a lot of grip in the bottom, but the moisture up by the cushion right now is where it's at. As far as the racetrack coming in later, the taller this racetrack gets, where the cushion slides up the track, you can move that wing back and make the bottom just as dominant, but it's going to come down to the top slicking off a lot more than I think what it is right now. As the pace truck dives off, 90 machine is going to bring them down with Eric Tupper on the outside. It looks like the 90 machine of Jeff Fitzpatrick is going to jump out to the early lead, which is going to be the whole shot. And the 115 Eric Tupper is going to try to battle back on the outside there.
Yep, they enter turn number 3. Fitzpatrick's 90 car running the middle. Tupper going to try to sneak it low, but he can't do so as Satterfield there. That white car down low. The 4 car, now it's Keith Jackson to the inside. The 4 car up to the 3rd spot. He shot down low, kind of upset the run. Eric was going to attempt to make down low, but up front, it's all Jeff Fitzpatrick with that bright green number 90. He leads the field by 2 car lengths in turn 1.
Yeah, Keith Jackson from 4th to 3rd there, coming through 1 and 2 on that start. Looks like the 128 machine of Robert Satterfield got a little tight on entry and was able to allow that 4 car to push back around him. It looks like we're going to have a battle for that 3rd spot here shortly, with Fitzpatrick trying to get back around, or Jackson and Satterfield back to each other.
Yeah, Satterfield going to bring the 128 back to the inside. Jackson's number 4 up high, door to door there. If you can put doors on these things, wheel to wheel through 3 and 4. Satterfield going to slide his way up into that 3rd spot, put Jackson back to 4th. That is racing for the transfer spot. Up front, it's still Jeff Fitzpatrick's number 90. Eric Tupper in there for 2nd. That good battle between Satterfield and Keith Jackson still rages on. It's a good race for 3rd. Give it to Satterfield at the line here. We're already 2 laps to go next time around.
Yes, sir, we are. Keith Jackson and Robert Satterfield putting on a show as the White Castles are getting served on a bite-sized portion at the moment, because they only did that through the half the side of 3 and 4 there, with Fitzpatrick still in your lead there. On lap 7, white flag is out for your leader. Looks like we still have the battle back there between Keith Jackson and Robert Satterfield. As look like Satterfield or Jackson put up alongside of Satterfield, but I don't think he's gonna have anything for him as we come to the checkered. This time, Fitzpatrick is gonna be your winner, with Eric Tupper 2nd, Robert Satterfield in 3rd in that final transfer spot.
Oh, a little premature there, as that was a white flag coming off the corner that time. Is AI, I've done it 100 times. Piles, don't beat yourself
It's
on
easy
that
to
one.
do.
Yeah, it's certainly easy to do. Off turn number 4, that's the checkered flag. Jeff Fitzpatrick taking down the win. Eric Tupper in for 2nd. Keith Jackson will get 3rd. Satterfield going to settle for 4th, and believe as my scoring goes all haywire there. No, we've got the top 3 there. So through our first 2 heat races of the night, heat race number 3 already about to take its way to the racetrack, and I'll take you through the lineup there. On the pole is going to be the 224 of Andrew Hawkins, with the number 59 car of Trey Long alongside. In the 2nd row, aboard car number 17, the Tennessee Tumbler, Brett Rolls, and alongside of him in the 199, that is Sean Bowers. In row number 3, aboard car number 23, that's Jonathan Smith, and to his outside aboard that number 99, that is Justin Sick. Row number 4 to the inside, car number 30 is Chevy Coleman, and alongside of him in the 51 is Bailey Jones. So there you have it. 8 drivers going to get the call. I believe we have all 8 drivers out there. Todd, it's been pretty fast and furious so far for the first 2. These guys are awesome so far at Sim Addicts. I'm digging this. And 360 sprints, baby. This is fun.
Yeah, definitely fun. The 360 sprint cars is a way of the land, Phil. This is one of my favorite divisions of all here. 360 sprint cars in the middle of 410s. 410's a little bit harder to control. 360's a little easier for myself to control. One of my favorite divisions here. And they're putting on some good shows here tonight, even though there was some turmoil in heat number 1. The racing's been fantastic and very, very fast around Volusia Speedway. Man, can't wait to see what's going to happen here in heat race number 3.
Absolutely. You guys are out there watching tonight through Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV. If you can, like our link, share it out there, let everybody know the Sim Addicts are now on Full Velocity TV here on a Friday night. 360 sprint car racing, a fantastic league, a lot of great drivers. So amassing our following out there through Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Let everybody know it's going on in a big way tonight. The Beasts from the Northeast, Phil and Todd, along with Rach and Ron, we're right here live, Full Velocity TV, Volusia Speedway Park. It is 360 sprint car action at Sim Addicts Heat Race number 3. We are green flag racing here in Volusia, and right away, our pole sitter, the 224 of Andrew Hawkins, he's going to lead the field through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Trey Long to the 59. Trey having a really good night. He's going to look to mix it up for the lead run off of 4.
Yeah, so the 224 and the 59 got together there with the 17 of Brett Rolls on the bottom. I thought Brett was going to come out with that top spot, but he has fallen back to 4th, having to check up for that, allowing the 199 of Sean Bowers to slip into the 3rd spot, into that transfer spot. So now we've got a battle there. We've also got a battle for the lead with the 59 of Trey Long and the 224 of Andrew Hawkins, and it looks like the 224 prevailed there with the lead coming down the front stretch.
The early indication, it looks like top lane's got a whole lot of speed into it right now. I'm sure the bottom is good, as you said. Pull the wing down a little bit. You can make that happen, but so far Hawkins running the outside. That car really looks to be glued. Trey was trying to run low, couldn't find it there. Looking back to that race for 3rd, I see Bowers in the 199. He's running high as well. Brett's back there in 4th, riding single file in line. So What do you think through the opening laps? They feeling out their race cars still, or is we already seeing a transition to that top lane starting to be the dominant line?
Transition to the top side being the dominant line right now early on, especially through the middle of the night here, I think is going to be a thing. Once it steps up to the top side, I think we're going to see a lot of people trying to switch between top and bottom here late in the evening, just trying to get the bottom to come around. Especially depending on what gear they decide to use. With this being an open setup, they can change gears. They can switch the wing angles around, moving forward and backwards. Not really too much more you can do throughout a race to try to get the ground on somebody. If you choose the right gear and you get your wing angle set right, you'll be good to go.
Absolutely right. We're already 2 to go on the speedway. These guys putting them up and laying them down here tonight at Addicts. Through 3 and 4. White flag going to go up in the air. One more trip around for Andrew Hawkins of a 224. Trey Long there for second. Sean Bowers in for third. He's got a comfortable lead over Brett Rolls of the 17. So this may be your 3 that are going to advance out of turn number 4. Checkered flag going to go in the air. Give heat race number 3 to Andrew Hawkins of a 224. Trey Long, a great run for the second spot. Sean Bowers for third. Brett Rolls fourth. And Justin Sick, he's going to have to go through alphabet soup as well, the 99. He'll roll off fifth. So we are through 3 really fast heat races. I believe, Todd, we got one more heat race on the docket. So I'm going to throw it down to you, partner, let you get into the equation. Take us to the lineup here for our 4th and final heat race of the evening.
Of course, you give me the lineup with the names that I'm probably going to slaughter, and I do apologize if I do. There's some tongue twisters in this one. So if I do, you can come attack me later here on Full Velocity TV. Starting on the pole, driving the number 11 machine, that's Jack Clevenger. Clevenger aboard the number 11. Starting in second, I get a kick out of this name, Mullet Mafia Fry aboard the number 21. That's right, Mullet Mafia Fry aboard the number 21. Zach DeLong rolls off third. Charles Silvas in the 44, he rolls off fourth. Michael Clay in the number 33, he's going to roll off fifth, and his dancing partner to the outside is Jeffrey Hedrick in the number 49. Starting seventh on the grid in the number 24, that's Troy Stuckwish, and his dancing partner to the outside, a familiar face that I've seen quite a few times. That's the 47, that's Bill Cobb.
That's a pretty good field right there, and great job with those names there, Todd. There were some tongue twisters, but I think you navigated tricky waters rather well, so pretty proud of you there, partner. 8 more trips around the speedway here will put us through heat racing action for the Addicts 360 Sprint Car Series, and we are so happy to have you all out there tonight. Great crowd over here so far on Facebook Live. Hope to see a whole lot more. Join us, guys. Help us out. Let everybody know it is going on here in a big way. I know I put the links out in all our normal locations. If there's more I don't know, give me all the help in the world, guys. Let everybody know what's going on here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park for an awesome night of racing. Jack Clevenger, Mullet Mafia Fry, the Mullet Mafia on the outside of the front row. That's probably one of the best names I've ever seen out here in sim racing. That one's going to go back for a long time. Zach DeLong, Charles Silvas in that second row. Ron Green flagging to go in the air. We're racing into turn 1.
Yes, sir, we are. Jack Clevenger looks like he got to the point there first. Looks like Mullet Mafia Fry is going to be in second. Zach DeLong's going to settle for third as we got almost a 3-wide battle for the lead going down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4. And it looks like we may have... Oh, we got a wreck going down the front stretch. The top 3 cars involved.
And they are tumbling down the front stretch, and we stay green. And that is a tough break there for all those 3 guys involved. I think that got DeLong, Clevenger, Mullet Mafia Fry. I think unofficially give the lead to Jeffrey Herrick in the 49. Michael Clay in for third, and Charles Silvas the 44. That's our current top 3. You got Bill Cobb back there running a distant fourth as well, but the top 2 have broken away. Herrick and Clay are top 2 as we approach halfway.
They're side by side in the 49 machine's going to throw the slider. The White Castles are out here tonight here at Volusia already. I thought it was a little early for that, but in dirt track racing, White Castles are always, very element to show up. And it's going to give the lead to the 49 machine of Michael Clay, Jeffrey Herrick. Michael Clay's going to fall into second.
Herrick in first, Clay in second down the front chute here. I believe we're going to get 6 of 8 to the board this time around, so we're running out of laps here in qualifying. Charles Silvas hanging on for third. He's 6 seconds behind our leaders, and Bill Cobb back there, he is running fourth. He lost a lot of momentum checking up, so Silvas may be able to waltz his way into the main event if he just keeps it clean. Mullet Mafia Fry, Zach DeLong still going back there. Jack Clevenger, looks like they're all done for the heat race number 4, but we have 2 to go for the starter stand. 2 more trips around for Jeffrey Herrick, who is already working his way through the west end of the speedway here, entering 3 and 4.
Herrick getting ready to come out of turn number 4, and Lap Trap is going to play a role here. If the 27 machine, or 21 machine of Mollet Mafia can hold it down there, and it looks like the 49 is going to make it around him okay. The 33 is going to still get around him coming down the backstretch. And it looks like here, going to be this one to go, should be coming to the checkered right here. Checkered flag, 49 of Jeffrey Herrick is going to take the win of that one. Michael Clay is in second, and Charles Silva is going to tiptoe his way into the A main through the heat race.
That was pretty hairy right there. We saw heat race number 1 and heat race number 4. The top 3, or maybe the front row and the fourth place guy, in both races, they both got taken out, and we got 3 completely different drivers this place turning upside down through 4 heat races. That's going to shove us straight into the C main. C main going to come to the speedway out here, 12 laps in distance, top 5 are going to advance on into the B. So, Ron, why don't you take a gander at this one? Take us to our 13-car starting lineup.
Alrighty, 13 cars here in the C main. Starting on the pole will be the 269 of James Grace. Starting second, the outside of the front row, looks like Tim Christensen in the number 27 machine. Starting third will be Jonathan Smith in the number 23 machine. Starting fourth will be Zach DeLong in the number 19. Starting fifth will be Tyler Curtis in the number 5 machine. Starting sixth is going to be the 515 of Chris Cox. Starting 7th, we're looking at Chevy Coleman in the number 30 machine. Starting in the number 8 position will be the number 11 of Jack Clevenger. Starting 9th is going to be Stephen Calavoda in the number 29 machine. Starting in the 10th position is going to be Cody A. Phillips in the number 75. Starting 11th will be Bailey Jones in the number 51 machine. Starting outside of him will be Troy Stuckwich in the number 24. And bringing up the final car in the C main will be the number 10 machine of Skyler Brown, which I believe is a scratch for the night.
Yeah, I believe so too. So we get set to go for the C main. 5 cars will transfer onto the B. Clicking over to YouTube chat, we see our buddy Brendan the Jet over there from Spatafora Firearms, one of our presenting sponsors here at Full Velocity TV. Brendan, great to see you over there. Thanks for tuning in. As over here clicking in through Facebook Live as well. A good, healthy crowd over here. Twitch TV doing well as well. So great crowds out there tonight. Sim Addicts 360 Sprint Car Racing on to the C main. You got to think tensions here, Ron, are probably going to be a little bit elevated as this is your last chance of the night here. If you're clinging outside the top 5 to start, you're going to probably need a panic mode trying to get your transfer spot to even race your way into the B main. All right, folks, there you go. Green flag going up in the air. James Grace, Tim Christensen going to take us off turn number 2. Jonathan Smith for third there in that 23. Zach DeLong and Tyler Curtis in number 5. That's how they start your top 5 off of turn number 4 at the line. Give it to the Christensen machine there. Second, their race leader. Out front is James Grace of a 269. Don't forget, James was tonight's quick qualifier. Got taken out in his heat race on the opening lap of the race. So redemption for James Grace there, Ron. He's going to lead the field by 6 car lengths through 1 and 2. Or how about Todd?
Jack Clevenger transfer right now, sitting in. He moved up to the 4th position over Chris Coxer in that last run there, for sure.
No, he certainly did. Clevenger and Chris Cox are racing there back for 4th and 5th. That's a good battle on the racetrack. They're both the transfer spots. The outside looking in right now is Chevy Coleman in the number 30. He's got a little bit of ground to make up on our top 5. Up front, it is all James Grace by well over a second. Tim Christensen in for second. Tyler Curtis currently running in third. Then it's back there to that battle for 4th between Clevenger and Chris Cox. You wonder if Chevy Coleman's got anything left there, Ron, in the number 30. He's going to chase down that 5:15, and he's running out of laps to do. Next time around, we're going to start working lap number 10.
Yes, sir. Coming to 3 to go right here. You know, it's kind of interesting to see. I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody try to cut the corners off a little bit, run some slide job laps a little bit, see if it's a little bit faster. But everybody seems to be single file and hanging out right now. As James Grace still leading them around.
All right. Well, as Todd is giving us some off air, Ron, you'll get used to it. Todd will love to talk to you while you're speaking to throw you all off topic, but it sounds like we got Monster Productions on that 5:15. That's our old buddy Jake Keel's team, I believe. So good to see Jake's team out there represented. We haven't heard from Jake in a while. I'll have to check in on him, but we're running out of laps here. We're white flag on the speedway for the 269 of James Grace. Tyler Curtis running there second as they take the checkered flag. Give it to Grace. Curtis in for second. Jack Clevenger going to pick up third. Tim Christensen in for fourth. And Chris Cox going to run out our top 5. Corey Coleman, Chevy Coleman, Cody Phillips, Bailey Jones. Those guys all going to go off on the hook in the C. So there you have it. We put our top 5 through into the B main. So, man, that was a lot of fun. But now you think about it. I'll bring you, Todd, in for this one. B main, 12 laps of distance. 8 drivers transfer on into the A 13-car field. Why don't you take us through it?
And now your starting lineup for the B main. 13-car field is what you said, Phil. That's what we currently have out here for tonight at Volusia Speedway. Starting on the pole, driving the 0-1, that's Christopher Miller. His dancing partner is outside, driving the number 4. That's Keith Jackson. Inside row number 2, rolling off in that third position, that's the Tennessee Tumbler himself, the number 17, that's Brett Rolls. And outside of him, driving the number 47, that's Bill Cobb. Inside row number 3, starting in that fifth starting position, driving the number 67 machine, that's Keith McLaughlin. And outside of him is the 225 of Trevor Bitterling. Inside row number 4, starting in the 7th starting position, that's the number 99, that's Justin Slick. And outside of him is Mullet Mafia Fry aboard the number 21. James Grace going to roll off 9th. 10th is going to be Tyler Curtis, Jack Clevenger, and Tim Christensen, Chris Cox. Those are going to be your cars that transferred on from the C main. We're going to see if they can play the alphabet soup here tonight and make it into the A main feature. These guys are restacked, repacked, and reloaded here for the B main. And this is going to be a barn burner. 12 laps, as you said, Phil. The iRacing.com pace truck getting ready to make one more trip around this speedway here, Volusia Speedway for that matter. And then we're going to go green flag racing off of turn number 4 this time by.
Hey, race fans, are you an owner of a mid-capital business? Have you thought about a capital partner or even selling your own business? Well, call the Baker Group. M&A Consulting have over 30 years of experience in serving clients with no upfront retainer tax fees whatsoever. They are only paid once the deal is complete. This is an excellent opportunity to find out what your business is worth, and it truly doesn't cost anything upfront to do so. So give Baker Group a call at 913-451-2900. Thank them for sponsoring Sim Addicts Racing and ask for Clayton Stiver for more information. Call the Baker Group now. We're here for the B main. We're green flag racing. We're already one lap in the books.
Yes, we are in the 0-1 of Christopher Miller jumping out front to an early lead. Had some contact in the back. A couple of guys are getting together, but they have shaken it out. And we actually have more contact back there. Looks like the 11 of Clevenger falling victim to that contact as he is back rolling again. But it was quite an interesting piece of contact back there.
Also, Bill Cobb got a piece of the action as well. Looks like his car may have come through pit road with some issues. Mullet Mafia Fry, Justin Sick also kind of in that carnage back there as well. So we keep it rolling here as it's Christopher Miller's 0-1 leading the field. Keith Jackson in for 2. Brett Rolls, James Grace, Trevor Bitterling, Chris Cox, Tim Christensen, and Jack Clevenger right now holding on to transfer spots. You've got Tyler Curtis there, Kenneth McLaughlin, Mullet Mafia Fry. Those cars on the lead lap trying to chase their way into that A main. But now Keith Jackson of the 4 car, he's going to go to the race lead.
Yep, and James Grace is pulling up alongside of Brett Rolls from 4th to 3rd right there. And like you said, we got battle for the lead as well as Brett Rolls is settled into 4th and James Grace is 3rd. Brett Rolls back to the bottom, trying to get her on that James Grace machine. So he's going to fall back in there. We get back to the lead here real quick here and see what's going up here as we got the Ford machine of Keith Jackson falling to second. Chris Miller back to the lead.
Chris Miller up to the lead. Him and Jackson going at it up front. The 0-1 and the 4 car really doing a good job. Miller going to take the lead here into 3. Does Jackson take that white and black number 4 back to the low side? He certainly does. Slide job engaged there. Put Keith Jackson back to the lead. We're 2/3 the way home in the B main. 8 laps of 12 on the board.
Yep, Chris Miller had a run off the high side down the back, but it wasn't just enough to catch Keith. He's still got that lead. Miller to the bottom. Might try to serve up a slider on the exit here. He does, and he's back to the lead.
This is good dirt racing right here, and I think this is what makes the 360 so much fun to watch. Is you can throw the sliders like this, and the 305 is a little bit lighter power. The 410, they're known for this kind of racing. But these 360s, man, you can really wind these suckers up. You can see it right there. Jackson comes back to the low side. It's going to bring James Grace into the conversation. Here comes the 269. He's to the low side of Chris Miller. Put Grace up to the second spot.
Yep, Grace definitely coming up to the second position there. Miller back to third, but Brett Rolls is reeling in Miller now as we speak. Keith Jackson's still going to be out to the lead, and I mean, after that little mistake there, it gave Jackson a heck of a lead. I would say it's almost a little over a second. It looks like it slowed down there a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly is. Over a second off of turn number 4. White flag going to go in the air for Keith Jackson aboard car number 4. Looks like he wants to punch his ticket in a big way into the A main. Second right now, we find the likes of James Grace, Chris Miller, Brett Rose, Tim Christensen, your top 5 with Chris Cox, Jack Clevenger, and Tyler Curtis looking like going to be our 8 cars to transfer. They are all left in a lead lap off of 4. Jackson going to pick up the win of the B with James Grace, Christopher Miller, Brett Rolls, and Tim Christensen, your top 5. And it is Chris Cox in the 515, Jack Clevenger's number 11, and Tyler Curtis in the number 5. They're going to punch their ticket onto our 50-lap A main that's going to be coming up here in just a couple of minutes, live on Full Velocity TV as we move into a warm-up session. And, man, Todd, I'm sure you've got a good look down there, but, man, this is fun, and I am plain out of breath. This is awesome.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fantastic racing going on here for Sim Addicts Racing 360 Sprint Car Series, and got to thank all the great sponsors for Sim Addicts Racing. As you can see, they're all located down to the left on the slider. You got Baker Group and the big sponsor here. You got some other ones. Highside Motorsports is another sponsor here. I should say Highside Racing. Excuse me. So I'm getting used to these sponsors. There's a lot of sponsors that are involved over here at Sim Addicts Racing. Got to thank all those guys. Premier Door, you can see them all showcased on some of these cars out there, Phil. So these guys doing a fantastic job here at Sim Addicts getting their sponsors. But we also have some sponsors we like to thank here on Full Velocity TV, and that being Spotafora Firearms. You can get a hold of Brendan Spotafora. Spotafora Firearms, great sponsor here at Full Velocity TV. He's been with us since day one. Also being brought to you by iRacing iFlag. I tell you what, get a hold of Jeff Brown. Those guys are fantastic over there. Get one of them iRacing iFlags. They have some great gadgets over there, I'm going to tell you. They're worth having, especially on your sim rig. So contact iRacing iFlag. You can find them on Facebook, too. Also being brought to you in part by Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they are evil. Jim Revis making some fantastic wraps over there, and man, he's one of the top players in the game as far as painting goes. Also being brought to you in part by CNC Racing Designs. Jameson Colbridge, Big Country as I call him out there. I cannot say Phil's punchline. I'm not going to say it, but CNC Race Designs, Jameson Colbridge, Big Country I should say. I got to thank him for coming aboard and helping us here at Full Velocity TV. And also the great guys over at Dirt Series, Josh Smith, Earl Clements, and of course, Big Country, Jameson Colbridge. Those guys all have been with us, helping us out each and every week. They sponsored us here again, and I can't thank those guys enough here. All these guys for being a part of us here on Full Velocity TV. And also, I do not have a special widget for Hanover Wrecker Service. Got to thank Tyler Blankenship and Hanover Wrecker Service for coming aboard and sponsoring here on Full Velocity TV.
It all happens because of those guys. Also happens from all of you out there, the Sim Racing family out there, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. How about some stars donations, fellas? You out there watching tonight live on Facebook? Show us some love out there with Facebook Live. Their stars donations help us go a long way. It's all a part of CHD awareness from Full Velocity TV. Todd and myself being fathers of children with a CHD, born with it, a very much a fundraiser near and dear to our heart. Go over there and support the American Heart Association now. Help us rid of CHDs out there, head over to the Full Velocity TV page. The fundraiser is attached to a pin to the top of the page, and we'd appreciate it. If you could donate, or even better, even share it out there for others to see, we'd love it to do so. Right here live on Full Velocity TV. We're ready to lock and load for a 50-lap feature event with the 360 Sprint Car Series over at Sim Addicts. But before we get there, we got one more item of business to do, and that is pay honor to the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem. Back here at the Volusia Speedway Park, preparing for an epic 40-lap feature event for the Sim Addict 360 Sprint Car Series. So, what do you say, Todd? Let's go to tonight's starting lineup.
And now, tonight's starting lineup for the Sim Addicts Racing 360 Sprint Car Series at Volusia Speedway. Starting on the pole, driving the number 28, that's Dylan Hutchinson. And his dancing partner to the outside, driving the number 90, that's Jeff Fitzpatrick.
In row number 2, we find driver of car number 224. That is Andrew Hawkins, the number 49 alongside. That's Jeffrey Herrick.
Starting in row number 3, we find the number 70 of Jesse Bandy. And outside of him, his dancing partner will be the number 115 of Eric Tupper, starting 6th.
Rolling off in that 7th starting position, driving the number 59, that's Trey Long. And outside of him, driving the number 33, that's Michael Clay. Clay aboard the number 33.
Rolling off from inside the top 10 also will be car number 12, that is Aaron Leitzel. Running at our top 10 will be the 128, that's Robert Satterfield.
Starting in the 5th row, inside the number 11 position is going to be the 199 of Sean Bowers. His dancing partner to the outside. In the 12th position will be the number 44 of Charles Silvas Jr.
Rolling off in that 13th starting position, driving the number 4, that's Keith Jackson. Jackson aboard the number 4. And rolling off 14th, coming all the way from the C-Main, driving the 269, that's James Grace.
Brett Rolls will roll off next aboard car number 17 with a 27 alongside Tim Christensen.
Starting 18th is going to be the Chris Cox machine, the number 515 machine of Chris Cox there, and the number 11 of Jack Clevenger, starting 19th, and the last and final car on the field in the 20th position is the number 5 of Tyler Curtis.
All right, folks, there you have it. 20 cars here for the A-Main, 40 laps around the half mile here in Brazelton, Georgia, Volusia Speedway Park. Todd, a heavy field of cars on hand. 360 sprint cars going green.
As these guys enter the back straightaway, the 360 sprint cars, Sim Addicts Racing going to go live here for the very first time on Full Velocity TV with the 360 sprint cars as we get ready to rumble off of turn number 4. That green flag's going to be in there. We're restacked, we're repacked, we're green flag racing out of turn, or into turn number 1. Who's it gonna be here tonight? We know you got a favorite out there. Pick it in YouTube chat box, Facebook, or Twitch. The number 28 of Dylan Hudson and Jeff Fitzpatrick out to the early advantage here down into turn number 1. Andrew Hawkins running in that 3rd spot.
Hawkins going to pick up the 3rd spot. Up front, Dylan Hudson and Jeff Fitzpatrick Hawkins, Trey Long, Jesse Bandy, your top 5. Caution flag going to come on the speedway. Yellow flag for the first time tonight. Not the first time we have seen an incident here this evening, but the first one that is going to put us under the official first yellow flag of the evening. And it looks like an incident toward the back of the field. And I think this one may have got, looks like, is it the 44 car of Charles Silvers that may have been involved with this one, Ron?
Yeah, I'm looking at it here myself.
Todd, you probably got it quick. What do you got?
I've got the 199 got loose, the 12 got into the back of him, and it slowed him down just enough to pick up some more of the field. Looks like 3 cars got together and checked up the 4 machine of Jesse Bandy. Nope, not Jesse. Maybe the 4 machine of Keith Jackson also got a piece of it, and I'm not sure exactly who spun there that actually initiated the caution, but there was a couple of cars that got together for sure.
Todd, he did good. Got any more of the scoop?
Well, I can barely see the 44 of Charles Silvers down, and he was upside down. So we're going to get back. I finally got to the replay here, and there was a whole cluster, a whole gaggle of cars, and it just caused a big chain reaction, and a slinky effect, as we like to call it here on Full Velocity TV. And upside down goes the number 44 of Charles Silvers Jr.
You brought up the slinky. You do that again, you know what happens next. You start singing, and I'm sure nobody out there through Facebook Live or YouTube or Twitch wants to hear Ron Bunch singing. And if Ron knows the song, we'll have to welcome him to board to sing along here tonight, too. It's Friday Night Lights, round number 2 here tonight on Full Velocity TV. It's been sprint car night. Happy to have all these sprint cars on our airwaves this evening. Get ready to going back to green. Dylan Hutchison, Jeff Fitzpatrick going to make up your front row. Andrew Hawkins, Trey Long, that's your second row. Ron Piles, we are back to green here in Volusia.
Dylan Hutchison back to the point. Looks like we got the 90 machine of Jeff Fitzpatrick still in second. Third place is going to settle out as Andrew Hawkins. Fourth place is Trey Long, as he's not settled as he tried to pull on the outside of Hawkins, but there was not enough room up there for that. As I don't know if he's going to try and pull a crossover or not, but he's going to lose about 3 or 4 positions trying to keep that car together. So, we got another mess on the front stretch. Just collecting 4 or 5 cars at the end of the pit wall.
Yes, they did. They stacked them up just as we were getting 3 and 4 wide racing down the front stretch, and yellow going to come on the speedway once again now for the second time here tonight. Now working lap number 7. This one happening real quick there, right in the middle of the field. Todd, did you get a good look at that one yet? As I'm starting to see some good names free falling through the standings. This one may have gobbled up some really good fast race cars.
Yeah, we're looking at it, and there was contact between the number 4 of Jackson and the 33 that sends those guys around. So we're going to try this a couple different ways. We're going to go from the helicopter view, I do believe, or whatever we got here. We're going to say TV1 here. So we're going to go through TV1, replay camera that we have. Our TVs are different than the replay cameras that they have. So the number 33 made contact with the number 4 of Jackson here, and Rolls right there too. Rolls gets involved, though. He gets out of it, and he's able to clear a little bit of that. But I tell you what, the 4 went for one whale of a ride, same with the 33, down to the inside wall. So Jackson and the number 33 of Michael Clay. James Grace in the 269 was also involved in that one too, Phil.
James Grace has really had an up and down night. Set it on the pole here, quickest in our time trials. That's a good one there, Todd. Todd said he's fallen from Grace. He got wrecked on the opening lap of his heat, had to come through the alphabet soup, finds himself into the A main, and by the grace of God, James Grace once again involved in a wreck there, Ron. A really good fast race car. You've been on the other end of this one too. 269 have to restart now all the way back in 17th. The good news is he's got 30 more laps around to make his way to the front.
Yes, he does. It's definitely, I've been in, like you said, I've been in that situation before. It's not fun, but at least it's early enough that he should be able to battle back a little bit, unless this thing gets riddled with cautions, which I hope it does not, because this track is fast, top, bottom, middle. Like, I mean, we've seen that they've been making 3 almost 4 wide work before that caution came out, but there's not enough real estate for everybody to fight for the grip they want, especially with the moisture. As we're going to go back to the green, the pace truck is down, and we are down and away. With Dylan Hutchison bringing him back to the green, Jeff Fitzpatrick still going to settle in for second. Eric Tupper's trying to battle down the bottom for third, but it looks like we're going to have probably another caution coming as we got a car around down the backstretch.
Yep, just like that. We go back to yellow here at Volusia, third time tonight, and I'd hate to do it. I would hate to page Dr. Green, but it may almost be time to do so, as we got some yellow fever for the first dozen laps here for the Addicts 360 Sprint Car Series. Yellow flag number 3 of the evening, and this one's gathered up a couple more cars, and I want to say unofficially that I see Jesse Bandy involved with this one in the number 70, Todd.
Don't know if Todd quite has it, but yes, the 70 machine was the one for the caution. He did tumble a little bit. The 49 did happen to have nowhere to go as he was coming up through the field there. I mean, he had a run off of 2, and he was about to make a pass there, and the 70 machine just happened to be in the way as he got in the wall, and 49 clipped him, and down and over he went.
Todd, that sounded like a pretty good accurate description. That sounds like a guy who's familiar doing controls right there.
Yeah, I was playing this while he was saying this, so that's why I kind of kept quiet, because that's exactly what happened out there. And like you said, James Bandy upside down. He stayed on his lid there, had to call for a tow truck. So tough break for that number 70 machine as he's down on pit road trying to get it fixed. But we'll see if he'll make it back out here for the A-main.
Race control says we are single file now, so this is going to get even more interesting.
And I think probably the proper call here, you would think, is 3 yellows for the opening 12 laps. Ron, you've been in this situation as an admin yourself. I know Todd has. Not me so much as far as in the dirt scene of things, but you can almost kind of understand the play right now. We want to get these races in through as clean as we could possibly get. I think single file racing for these guys the rest of the night, probably the best call. Probably the only call these guys have to make at this point.
Yeah, I agree there. Jesse Bandy going to park his car for the night, as he's now 3 laps down, so I think he's got that mindset of he's just going to sit it out and watch the rest of the race from the trailer. But I think single file is a good option, especially when cautions happen like that. Looks like the iRacing pace truck's going to duck off the track here, and we're going to be on a green.
And they go back to green as I watched him flash by that opening of the wall at Volusia, which we document all the time, and I always collect my $10 a night on it. Somebody always hits it. Somebody else will probably hit it again here off the exit of turn number 4, but it's all Hutchinson up front aboard car number 27, or 28 rather, the 90 car of Fitzpatrick in for second. Eric Tupper having a good strong run out of the gate. He runs third, and how about the run to the 59 of Trey Long? He's not letting Tupper get loose at all. They're single file through the top 4.
Yeah, they're working on pretty hard. I was also looking, it looks like Sean Bowers is up to 5th from 11th from the start of this race. He's also having a good run tonight here, but he's also got a 3-wide battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th there, and we are under caution one more time.
Yeah, yellow flag for the 4th time on lap number 17, just as they were getting side by side for the race lead, as Fitzpatrick was able to get alongside of Dylan Hutchinson. And I hear Todd with that evil chuckle down there, so I don't want to steal no more of his replay thunder, Ron, because he's an emotional guy. You keep him silent too long, steal his thunder. He has a way of sulking and getting on your nerves after the race and let you know you stole my spot. So Todd, you've got a really bad pun down there. What happened?
We're not going to go with that pun. It is a really bad pun, and I'll stop picking on James Grace here tonight. But unfortunately, he came all the way from the C-main, fastest car of the evening here, and he gets loose. And that's probably because of the damage that he's acquired here in the last couple of wrecks. And loose coming down the track in front of, I'm trying to think who that was, the number 27 of Tim Christensen. And around he goes, a spin cycle for the 269, and that's a spin cycle through the air. So 360s in the air, not even touching the dirt as he goes up in there. So missing the front wing now, missing a lot of paddling on that 269. Probably going to pull it down onto pit road. We'll see if he fixes the damage on that machine. But he's, I believe he's points racing, Phil, just like all these guys out there. They're points racing, so they're going to get as much fix as they can and still stay out there on the track.
Pirouetting with no wings, never a good idea, Ron. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And the 305s maybe. 360s definitely not a good thing. James Grace did pull down pit road. The crew went to work on that machine, put the wing back on it. He is back out here ready to rock and roll. Definitely starting from the back once more. I'd definitely say some prayers with the field that he's running with for sure. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in here, a lot of fast wheels. Pace car's working its way on the backstretch of 1 to green here.
And I'm dying because I'm looking over here at Facebook Live chat. I see C-Mac out there holding up the yellow card. I'm kind of with you, Cody. Definitely. Maybe some yellow cards for the god-awful puns going on here tonight on Full Velocity. We're back to green flag racing now, as once again it was going to be Dylan Hutchinson and Jeff Fitzpatrick leading the field. Eric Tupper, Trey Long, and Sean Bowers. That's your top 5. Right now, single file as they hit turn number 1 and 2. Hutchinson out with a great lead off of 4.
Yeah, Sean Bowers definitely got in the tray a little bit there going in 1 and 2, but it definitely, I mean, it didn't really hinder him at all. It's letting him down just a tad, but allowed the 5 machine there of Tyler Curtis to slip in front of Sean Bowers as, you know, Don had to let out of a little bit, so as well as Trey did. So, yellow's out again, guys.
Yeah, yellow flag number 6 past the halfway mark now on lap number 22. And the guess I'm going to make, Todd, I'm sure you probably got it already. I think this one may have got car 49 of Jeffrey Herrick.
Yeah, definitely was the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick, and he caught the inside wall down in the middle portion of it, Phil. Not the gap, but the inside wall. He hooked it, and around goes the 49, and all by his. He had a little help, so I can't say all by his selfie here tonight. So far, no all by your selfies here. Kind of disappointed, but the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick down to the inside and just barely clipped that wall, and that's what sent him around. He had a little bit of tag from behind, but not a whole heck of a lot. Just enough to spin him around.
Well, all right, we're going to visit the Revolution right now here, Todd. Into the wall. Walls work. We've established that. Am I correct? They do what they're supposed to.
Walls do work. I do agree with that. They
you
do
know
what
what doesn't work? What doesn't work? A Uke tire.
No, Uke tire works. I have to disagree.
No, we have not seen a Uke tire all night long. Nobody's stuck in one. They're useless. They don't do anything. You put grass at USA. You get off of the grass. You slide around. You save it. Uke tire, you get stuck. No good. Ron, the revolution for Phil is here. Get rid of the Uke tire. It does not have any purpose besides getting race cars stuck. Walls work. Uke tires don't. Are you with me?
No.
I'm with you on that, except for the new Daytona, for the 07 Daytona. I've been stuck in that wall, and I was doing 160 coming off of turn number 2, and just plastered that thing. And if you watch the replay of it, it's like watching NASCAR, but it's like the whole front of the car got obliviated, and it jerked the whole thing back about 30 feet.
All right. If you're with me tonight, guys, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch TV, join the Phil Revolution. No more Uke tire around these places. They only cause harm. We have learned walls work even when they had those weird openings like this one does in Volusia. The backstretch of the Grove. We'll talk more about that as the weeks and months go on. We're back to green flag racing. 26 laps of 40 on the board.
Yes, sir. 28 machine of Hutchinson, as usual, back out to the lead. The 90 machine of Fitzpatrick settles second. Third place, Eric Tupper, not under contention at the moment. Fourth place, Trey Long, and he is trying to make a move there. See if he can do it here shortly. He's trying the bottom side. Tupper's going to cut him off going into 1. We got a battle for, it looks like yellow's out again, guys.
7th yellow flag of the race on lap number 27. Man, I don't really know what to say. 3.6s you get so excited for. We've seen great racing all night long. We get to the A main, and I'm not sure the racetrack's used up, or the cars are used up, or the drivers are. I don't know what it is. All I do know is the caution flag falls again, and I think this one, Todd, I'm going to guess Christopher Miller in the 01, I think, maybe gets a piece of this action.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, indeed he does. The 01 of Christopher Miller goes up the track, and Aaron Leitzel gets involved in this one also. But the 01 gets the worst effect of that as he meets the inside wall again, this time into turn number 1. They missed the gap, though, Phil, just before the gap again. So they're flirting with that gap, and it's not quite there. So instead they're making love with the wall, just not the gap.
Yep, not sure if you guys saw it. Race control and EOL to Aaron Leitzel for the cause of that incident, guys. So he will be joining to the field at the tail with Chris Miller.
Yeah, and I think that's a proper call to make. 19 cars to the racetrack. You get into somebody and cause a yellow. I think rightfully so. You go to the rear of the field, and Aaron Leitzel's number 12 going to join Christopher Miller back there. And maybe they need to settle it amongst themselves. Maybe not on the racetrack. Maybe after the race they can go have a conversation over a cold beer, or maybe a flown White Castle. Who flipping knows at this point? All I know is 7 yellow flags before lap 30. Seems like enough tonight. Let's cheer these guys on. Let's get more green flag racing, and I'm not sure how to follow this one as my producer down there is talking about flying Twinkies.
Right.
Ron, I don't know. I
At
don't
this
know how
point,
to work
I'd be
with this
scared.
guy. He sometimes says something that just takes my breath away, or I just can't talk. As good as a Twinkie sounds right now, there's ever no reason, Todd, to have a flying Twinkie. That's field abuse.
Must have a drone too. Why that is. We got 11 to go right here as we come to green flag. Got the Dylan Hutchinson's going to bring them down. Jeff Fitzpatrick will be second. Eric Tupper third on this restart right here as we are green flag racing once again. everything.
Can we keep it green this time is the best question. I don't think we've seen more than 2 laps of a green flag run all night. Hutchison and Fitzpatrick, they lead the field at 3 and 4. That race happening for third there. Tupper and Trey Long are back there. Those guys have been going at it all night long. We are still clean and green now off of turn number 2. Here comes Fitzpatrick. He may have a whole shot move up high into 3.
He may, as he tries the high side. Looks like Trey Long's to try the outside Eric Tupper off of turn number 4, and it may or may not hold, and it looks like it's going to hold, and we got the 28 machine of Dylan Hutchison still to the lead. The 90 machine tried a different pitch angle coming into turn number 1. He pulled up to the bumper of the 28 machine of Hutchison, but he didn't have anything for him. 5 machine of Trey Long still to the outside there. Nope, that's Tyler Curtis up on the top side there of Eric Tupper trying to make that work, and he did, as he's now moved into the 3rd position. Tupper back to 4th.
Yeah, Tyler Curtis in the 5 car. He had to come from deep in the field. Started 20th, guys. Shotgun on the field. Final starter, car number 5. He is now up to the 3rd spot. He may have something to say in these last 5 laps of racing for the
Caution's
race win.
out.
He was gaining on him, and now yellow going to come out once again. Yellow flag number 8, as we had a big story developing up into the front of the field, but the story of the night in Volusia has been the amount of yellow fever we have had, and this time, I think I'm safe to say, was a 33 ton of Michael Clay involved.
Yeah, I've got that one here. 33 Michael Clay was involved in that. Looks like he had the number, looks like 515 machine of Chris Cox. Try to slide in a little lower, and he backed it up into the corner and put the 33 machine of Michael Clay in the outside wall and the guardrail there, and that ended that one as he ended up on his side, and that's probably in his tonight as he tried to pull it back over, but he is going pit side.
Wow, what do you think down there, Todd? You see that car on its side? It's just been one of these kind of weird, bizarre nights, and it's completely unfortunate because we got so pumped up to do some 360 sprints. We've done a whole lot more iPacing than we have iRacing here in this one. I'm kind of sad. I know we're coming back here next week, but Volusia 360s, I mean, the recipe for a great night was happening. The heat races and the C and the B lived up to it. I'm so flustered here by the A main. I wanted to see more green flag laps than we got, but we're setting up what looks to be a really, really good finish happening.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a pretty good finish, I do believe, here at Volusia Speedway there, Phil. But, you know, this is accustomed to, I almost look, we have this old saying, especially at our local track, we look up in the sky to see if it's a full moon. Is it a full moon? If it is a full moon, that's usually when this weird racing happens. Actually, that's the night I flipped my race car with a full moon also. So, you know, one of these scores, you can hear them in the video say, I don't care what happens if somebody goes flying across that start-finish line. We're still getting that lap, and I happen to be that one. So, you know, the score felt bad. He talked to me about it afterwards, but I was perfectly fine. But we always look up in the sky to see if it's a full moon. Hopefully that's just what it is here tonight. We're getting the gremlins shook out, but it looks like we are going to go green off of turn number 4. Green flag is in there, and we're racing down into turn number 1.
Yeah, I'm glad the green came out because that stopped Phil from talking about that super snow moon we have out there right now. It's full. It's closer to Earth right now than the moon ever gets. We're off for racing here. Next time by Ron, white flag going to go in the air for car number 28, Dylan Hutchison. He's one more trip around the half mile from punching his ticket onto victory lane.
Yep, Dylan Hutchison got the lead right now. Going to have Jeff Fitzpatrick settled for 2nd. Tyler Curtis is in 3rd, and we thought he might have had something for him, but he doesn't as they come off of turn number 4, and it's going to be Dylan Hutchison by just a little bit. He slowed down tremendously. 2nd's going to go to Jeff Fitzpatrick. 3rd, Tyler Curtis. 4th will be Sean Bowers. 5th will come home as Eric Tupper in the 115 machine. 6th will be Keith Jackson. 7th, Trey Long. 8th, Andrew Hawkins. 9th, Robert Satterfield. And rounding out your top 10 will be Jack Clevenger.
All right, so there you have it for your top 10. We're going to move over to the Sim Addicts Discord, where Ron Piles and Todd Stanton will take you through our post-race festivities, mainly because Phil's not there and does not know how to get there. So, all right, well, Todd says I got to go invite myself in. So we'll work on that, but we'll get ready to move to the post-race show. We'll talk to Dylan Hutchison at Victory Lane, Jeff Fitzpatrick, and Tyler Curtis. Our top 3 were coming up next here, Ron, on the post-race show. I'm hoping I can join you there in a brief minute.
Joe, we'll get you here shortly and see what we can catch down here on pit road, because not all these gentlemen are available right now. Is maybe having a talk in the holler.
We'll be right back at you here momentarily as we get the top 3 or whoever we can get here on Full Velocity TV. Well, as we're finally back here on Full Velocity TV, we're without Phil, so that means we're going to have one whale of a party without Phil over here. So it's going to be rather interesting. Ron Piles is down in victory lane here with Dylan Hutchison, our winner here, the Sim Addicts 360 of Volusia Speedway, as we're going to pull him down here and let Ron have at him here for the victory lane ceremonies here for Dylan Hutchison. Ron, take it away.
Dylan Hutchison, congratulations on your feature win here at the Sim Addicts 360 Sprint Car Series race at Volusia Speedway Park tonight. I mean, starting on the pole and being able to run throughout that race and hang on with all the cautions and stuff that happened. Take us through the race from your perspective. Tell us what you were feeling and how the track felt to you tonight.
Well, I mean, the track was loose. It was real slick. All my teammates and everybody was complaining how slick it was on the high side. That's why I just stuck to the bottom and let her eat.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that myself being, in the 360s. I'm a top side guy myself. I run the cushion a lot. I like to run the bottom when I can, but sometimes, you can run top or bottom setup. So was the setup kind of loose for you yourself up top, or is the bottom? I mean, did you have to, what kind of adjustments did you make throughout the race to make the line that you choose run for yourself?
Well, the only adjustments I think I made to that whole thing was the tire stagger and I think that was really about it. Pretty much made that setup right before this race even started.
I mean, with the caliber of guys that you guys have over here, and especially watching the number of guys in the competition and having to, making it through from heat races into the A main and, setting up the way you did, you definitely did a fantastic job tonight. Really not even, I wouldn't even say you really had your hands full, but you guys did have a well of a race up there. It was fun to watch for us up here, and I'm sure it was just as fun for you down there in the on the track in the car. So just wanted to congratulate you on your win, and as we're become accustomed to here at Full Velocity TV, I'm going to hand the mic back to you. Thank your sponsors, your team, and whoever you'd like to thank tonight for your performance and the race here at Volusia Speedway Park with Sim Addicts tonight.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this. Sim Addicts for putting this race on. The rest of my teammates at High Side Racing. Hope I prove them boys that I can drive.
Yeah, that you sure can. You proved that to a lot of people tonight as our viewers out here watching as well, and a lot of the guys that were following you around that racetrack for sure. But we're not going to hold you up any longer here. I'll let you get back there and celebrate with your team and fans and enjoy a few cold ones and sit there and, check out the car and make sure everything is still okay for your next race.
All right, 10-4. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you very much down there in Victory Lane. Ron Piles, Raging Ron, down in Victory Lane there with Dylan Hutchison picking up the big win here at Volusia Speedway here this evening. Phil has finally ventured over here to us with Discord, and now he's going to disappear once again here tonight.
He's out of the concession stand.
I think he just wanted to run for the concession stand, run for a hot dog or a Twinkie for that matter. He likes those Twinkies, Ron. What do you say about that?
Oh, yeah, I heard that they're discount right now because they don't stay in the freezers here for a week.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in here on Full Velocity TV. We got to thank Ron Piles, Phil DeCast, Martin Karch, everybody out there, all of our sponsors, everybody for tuning in here to Full Velocity TV. We'll be back on the air, and we're going to take one day off Saturday, then back to a triple build with Stars on Dirt. Then we got DWR Sunday Night Shootout, and then we go to Grassroots Racing, all on Sunday night for a triple build here on Full Velocity TV. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Todd Stanton. We'll see you next time here on Full Velocity TV. Good night.
Night.